Hello, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Well, today we are seeing an uptick in a lot of different things. The stock market is at record highs again. It's probably going to break 23,000 pretty soon. Bitcoin is up 9%, 9.5% from the last time, whatever that last time was, maybe yesterday. It's at over $5,000 a Bitcoin. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Wow. If you look at the Bitcoin's price throughout the history of it, it just is a juggernaut going up and up and up and up and up and up. Gold is holding steady. You know, it's right around 1290, couple 1295. It could possibly break open that $1,300 an ounce. But who cares? Look at this. Bitcoin is way, way up. And so that begs the question from an article I found today, why can't gold keep up with Bitcoin? It's a good question. This article kind of goes through it. I'll add my thoughts as well. But gold has for hundreds of years been a safe haven, a steady growth investment due to its stability and attachment to geopolitical events. Of course, that's where I think they're wrong, depending on how you define that word. I posted a video about why gold and silver are not an investment, but in other aspects, I guess you can consider it an investment, depending on how you define that word investment. Through the years and changes in monetary policies and even inflation of currencies, gold has remained steady. However, there's a new kid on the block when it comes to store of wealth, especially one that is unmatched by any centralized authority. Bitcoin has been ruling the roost when it comes to asset growth that is similar to gold. Well, let's explore further. The rising Volatility Index. Whenever there's global turmoil or geopolitical fears that take center stage, an asset like gold is the first to rise, as people appreciate that it is not tied to any of the goings-on. Along with the gold price, the Volatility Index also rises. The Volatility Index measures volatility and is known as the Fear Index. Its relationship with gold still exists, but there's a much stronger correlation now with Bitcoin, as a digital currency benefits far more from global turmoil. Unless a Chinese exchange goes down, like happened before. Since May 1st, we have had 4 noticeable increases in volatility. Bitcoin responded much more acutely than gold did to each of those rises. Now, almost 6 months later, Bitcoin is up over 15.5%, while gold is up only 1.6%. So why is new Bitcoin beating mature gold? Well, there's a few things to ponder. Why gold, as a mature asset, is losing its battle as a safe store of wealth when things go wrong. It has never let anyone down, yet Bitcoin, still very new and unprecedented, is streaks ahead of this race. It could be that simply that it's much more accessible. People have a much easier time acquiring Bitcoin, as well as the types of people buying Bitcoin probably would not know where to even start buying gold. That's right, and I think that's really a pretty big reason, a big part. You know, you just go to an exchange, you put in your banking information or credit card number, and then boom, or you can mine it or what have you. It's pretty easy. Cryptocurrencies are not burdened by borders or, of course, physically locality. Thus, they, again, are much more accessible. Being entirely digital, there is none of the hassle that comes with a physical store of wealth. Additionally, while gold has stood the test of time and has not had much revolutionary competition, there's a feeling that digital currencies are here to take its place rather than to live alongside it. And that's really kind of, it seems to be the thinking, although in our community, we see a lot of crossover. We see a lot of folks that have been silver and gold stackers moving to cryptocurrencies, or some using their gains in cryptocurrencies to acquire gold and silver. The adoption, however, one of the key reasons for cryptocurrency leading the race against gold is that it is adoption is spreading like wildfire. Gold has built its market and essentially stagnated on it, while the Bitcoin hype train keeps steaming on. So in other words, you have exchanges and other nations developing it or taking advantage of it and using Bitcoin for as currencies and allowing it to be used in their countries. Another example of adoption is places like Provident Metals accepting it as a form of payment. Those who want to own gold already own it, thus limiting new flows, while Bitcoin is still a nascent product to be used as a potential hedge and an exciting and accessible asset. And here's a little infographic on why gold can't keep up with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the adoption and wealth, is measured in Bitcoin there up in the sky, and you kind of see it's easily transferable. The blockchain technology sort of protects it from hacking to a point anyway. And then you have and then here you have grounded. You've got the physical location of gold here in the Western world, and the borders kind of limits it in some way. Flow is limited. But disruptive technologies here, such as weather events that can take down the electrical grid, well, that renders Bitcoin useless. And we see the case where where a whole island of Puerto Rico, Bitcoin holders in Puerto Rico, they had no Bitcoin, no way to use it at all for a time there while the hurricane and while the power was out and the grid was out. And essentially that's the problem with digital technologies, is it's essentially out of nothing. And if something is out of nothing, it can be recreated or copied. Even with the blockchain ledger, it seems like it's people don't realize and think that they put so much faith in that technology, but I'm telling you that it is not unhackable. Anybody who says that Bitcoin or the blockchain itself is unhackable just doesn't realize that seeing how technology and the like has grown, seeing how people like Julian Assange hacked into the many secure federal agencies when he was 16 years old, just goes to show you that, where there's a will, there's a way. If somebody can create something, somebody else will find some way to get in it. They're always one step ahead of the other. And so that's the one thing. Gold cannot be hacked, which is why I'm a holder of it. And of course, obviously, this article, I think, is trying to be pretty fair in its assessment. I do think that there's something to be said for what the advantages of Bitcoin and using it as a currency. But that's just it. It's a currency. And that's the thing is with all what cryptocurrencies are. So it's kind of strange that it's kind of, ballooning in price. And then what's going to happen? You've got all these other coins out there. I found out that I could have created my own Salivate coin through IkeoNet if I so wanted to spend the $30 to do it in a couple hours and all that. Nah. It's just digital ones and zeros. No one cares about it, And but anybody can create their own cryptocurrency out there. And who knows? Your cryptocurrency you develop could be the new Facebook of the cryptocurrencies tomorrow, and Bitcoin could be the MySpace of tomorrow. So you never know. So there you have it. Quite interesting indeed. Bitcoin's crazy uptick in price. If I was of the mind to have got in on this early on, even earlier this year, I would have done very, very well. But even when it was down to $2,000 or $2,500 a Bitcoin, I thought it was at its high. Every time it goes up, it's less likely to keep going up. But it keeps going up, so who knows? It's anybody's guess. Well, post your thoughts below on this development, or what you think about this situation. I'd like to extend the multitude of gratitude y'all for watching. and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.